My name is Sully, better known as Pius. I can help with sewers, so I can recycle.
My name is Suhaila, memorizing surahs, reading the Quran, and practicing the Sunnah.
My name is Mommy, better known as Umi. Islamic education is key to the family. We tune in every day to learn something new, and Sunnahfollowers is helping us, and it could help you too. Tune in every day for new programming. Stay tuned.
And much more.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wake up in the morning, hands and feet get wet. Get wet. Get wet. Wet, my Lord. Wet, my Lord. Wake up in the morning, hands and feet get wet. Getting ready for our conversation, deep and in depth. Obligations are serious and need to be met. So I prepare so I won't forget. Go ahead and make a good intention. Yeah. You can write for some good things. Yeah. Make a donation to the site. Go from left to make it right. Just remember and don't lose sight. Jannah is the goal. Jannah is the goal. Jannah is the goal.
Hey, I got a couple questions for y'all. The first one, who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who is your prophet? Now, I know this sounds crazy, but if you're one of those people that have been trying to get information and you come across this, or even this. All right, take a listen.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Sister Layla Nashiba, the Managing Director and founder of Sunnahfollowers Online Islamic University. As you know, we have classes every day beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we cover everything from Aqidah, which is your belief system, to Seerah, which are the stories of the Prophet, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the story of the companions. Please join us every day beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are broadcasting and streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, DLive, Trovo, and Twitch. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Parakira, Quran and Sunnah, Quran and Sunnah, Minhaj and Aqidah, actions speak louder than words, Sunnah-following kids, come with me. Gotta work hard to get to heaven. Treat the people good like the prophet would. Proper Aqidah, Quran and Sunnah, Quran and Sunnah, Minhaj and Aqidah, actions speak louder than words,
Assalamu alaikum. This is Yusuf and this is Ayub. And if you are benefiting like we are from the classes and the ongoing programming, tuning into the Sunnahfollowers, please donate. Let this be an ongoing sadaqah jariyah on your behalf. You're helping the kids, the converts, and everyone seeking knowledge. And it's a wealth of information every day you tune in. Don't forget, you are being rewarded for your generous donations to keep this programming on air. You know, just like what you're hearing, put your dollar where the dollar's at, right here on Sunnahfollowers. Don't forget, donate right here to Sunnahfollowers and dollars out. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Listen, we are in dire need of donations to keep these shows running and available for you 24/7. So that means when you're in the car, it's available for you to listen to. Whether you're at work, streaming, playing a game, it's available for you to listen to. Rowing your deed, and learning about the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful different topics of Islam. Listen, one of the heaviest deeds that could be placed on your scale on the Day of Judgment is Sadaqah Jariyah. Yes, I know, I'm trying to build deeds daily. So you can too. So listen, feel free, and please, from the bottom of your heart, donate to this wonderful cause, wonderful website and platform to continually push out shows that will benefit you and the Muslim Ummah. Yes, you can donate by going to the Sunnahfollowers.net website, pressing the donate tab. You can also scan the QR code in YouTube on the far left top of our videos that are streaming. Listen, guys, this is very important, and take this as important. We want to keep this programming available for you 24/7 so that you have access in your car, anywhere you choose to tune in to this wonderful programming. Yes, guys, it's all at your disposal. So listen, feel free to donate. Once again, remember, Sadaqah Jariyah, one of the heaviest deeds on your scale on the Day of Judgment.
Sister Layla live, Sister Layla live weekly for the show at the hour. Ask Sister Layla live, Sister Layla invite your friends and family, make it cozy. Ask Sister Layla. Know your Lord. We learn about His names and His attributes. Know your Lord, what He approves and disapproves. Know your Lord, believe in all things that He has brought forth. Know His oneness, Lord.
Know Your Lord, part of the Right Belief series by Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid, right here on Sunnahfollowers. Being taught by Ustada Layla Nashiba as she lays down the foundations to get you together. Learn about your Lord. Know your Lord. Streaming on all major platforms. Channel Sunnahfollowers. Assalamu alaikum. Get to know your Lord. First part of the Right Belief series by Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid. This dynamic literary work of art's main goal is to revive an understanding the names and attributes of Allah. And understanding the name and attributes of Allah will elevate our faith, strengthen us, and keep us steadfast. This wonderful book is now available in an audiobook format and can be found free of charge on YouTube, channel Kareem Abu Zaid. Get to know your Lord. You have nothing to lose.
Ina alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salamallah, wa rasulallah. I'd like to welcome everybody here to the Akida class for today. And we're continuing studying from the book entitled Know Your Lord. And for those of you who have not yet purchased the book, don't forget that the book can be purchased by going to Amazon. This book is on Amazon. In fact, all the books of Sheikh Kareem's that we use here at Sunnahfollowers are on Amazon. And by the way, I'm just playing with this because this is something new that what is this? That they just added. It seems like every time I come in here, they've added something new. Wait a minute. It just changes colors like that. Wait a minute. Let's see. What is this? Oh, look, they got black too, guys. Look. And pink. Whoa, that's weird. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Let's keep it like this. I like this black, though. Subhanallah, this is weird. But anyway, for those of you who have not yet purchased the book, you want to go to Amazon.com to pick up this book and also the book that I'm teaching in the Quran class, the Meqqasidic Tafsir. That book is also on Amazon. All of Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid's books are on Amazon, and I strongly encourage you to buy all his books because his books are the better written ones in English. It's hard to find books. Okay, there, that looks nice. It's hard to find books that are written in English that are, because a lot of the books on Akida are in Arabic and they don't translate well into English. But mashallah, he's done an excellent job translating the books into English. And yes, this is Twitch. Yeah, the person's asking me, is that Twitch? Yes, that's the Twitch. By the way, I'm streaming on all the major social platforms. We're streaming live on YouTube. We're streaming live and simultaneously on Facebook, on Twitch, on Rumble. Yes, I'm on Rumble too. Let me show you guys what Rumble's. Sometimes Rumble doesn't show up here for me, but yeah, it's there too. And I can't do it now. Okay, but Rumble, also X, which is formerly known as Twitter, and also LinkedIn. For those of you who like to use LinkedIn, LinkedIn has changed their platform. It used to be that whenever we streamed, it would show on our profile. It would show on your profile on LinkedIn. But now, since they've changed it, it doesn't show on people's profiles anymore. Instead, it shows in their thread. So if you're going to use LinkedIn to join the classes, just go to my name, Layla Nashiba, and look into the thread, and you'll see, yes, you'll see my name in the, you'll see me streaming the live stream in the thread. Yeah, I don't know what I did. I'm trying to come out of this. Where's the comments? Okay, I see you guys. Can't hit anything else. I don't know what oh, there it is. Okay, now I got back. Yeah, they changed this platform I'm using, and well, I guess I'll make that blue too. Okay, all right. Well, it's blue. Okay, so but yes, that's so on LinkedIn, instead of seeing me live on the profile, you will have to go and look down at the media posts, and you will see the live stream there. So alhamdulillah, different platforms that you guys can join to benefit from the classes here. And also, before I begin tonight's lecture, let me remind everyone that we have my Call In and Ask Sister Layla live show. And tonight for my Ask Sister Layla live show, I'm going to be addressing, now, in addition to answering your questions about Islam, I'm going to address a problem that we're facing, which is called hopelessness. Because of what's happening in the world, a lot of the Muslims have been contacting me about how you're losing hope. Yesterday, we had a brother or sister ask Sheikh Saud, what do you do when you feel hopeless and you have bad thoughts, you thinking about harming yourself? So tonight, in addition to answering your questions about Islam, I'm going to also speak about hopelessness and where it comes from. And I like to also give you a solution on how to get rid of those thoughts of ending yourself, those thoughts of harming yourself, because the reality of the world seems to be too difficult. So that's going to be our Call In and Ask Sister Layla live show tonight at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. So please make sure that you guys spread the topic, and that you guys are here for that. But for now, let's get started on this class, which is our Aqidah. And by the way, please support us. We are at the end of the month, and we are desperately, and I do mean desperately in need of donations. You guys know it costs $2,000 a month to run this website. Here it is, another month. We got to come up with another 2,000 again. But also, we still have a couple of bills that need to be paid at the end of this month. Okay, and I think, what was it? I said we needed $400 or something like that. I can't remember. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't even checked to see if we had any donations the past couple of days because I've been so busy dealing with a lot of personal issues. But subhanAllah, guys, I know this is payday for a lot of us. Please support this dawah effort. Remember, we are a nonprofit organization. You know, we don't get any money from the government, unlike a lot of these other Islamic organizations. They get help from the federal government and stuff. We don't. And that's why, inshallah, you will never have to join and worry about seeing an LGBTQ sitting here or a transvestite sitting here teaching Islam. Because when you get money for your nonprofits, organizations from the government, you have to abide by the government's guidelines. Well, we don't get money from the government, so we don't answer to anyone except the law here. So, and we want to keep it that way. So please support us, you know, with your donations. And with that said, let's get started. Yeah, it's cold here. I live in Cleveland, and I tell you, it's probably going to snow tonight because it's been so cold here. I am freezing. I got my fireplace on, and I got my little space heater going. It's cold. I know it's going to snow, you know, tonight. It snowed last week, but so it's going to probably snow again tonight. But anyway, that's why I'm wearing these. That's why I'm wearing these hijabs too, because these hijabs are warmer. I couldn't wear them in the summer because they hot, but mashallah, they keep me warm like a shawl. Okay, so anyway, we've been discussing in this class. Wow, hold on, guys. I see something new that they added. All kind of things are just popping up here. Wait a minute. What is this? This just popped up on my screen. What is this? Oh my goodness. Wait a minute, y'all. They popping up stuff here in this streaming program. See, this is what happens. They upgrade right when I'm doing a live stream. Wait a minute. The alt before the end of the stream. What? Okay, hold on. All right. Okay, I think they're done, whatever they were doing. Okay, it stopped. That just shows when they're fixing stuff right when I'm doing my live stream. All right, so for this class, we've been discussing the importance of learning the names and attributes of Allah. One of the reasons why a lot of Muslims today are experiencing hopelessness and other forms of weakness of faith is the fact that we don't know our Lord. And that's one of the benefits that we've spoken about for the past week of learning the names of Allah. When you learn the names of Allah, it brings you closer to Him. It causes you to trust in Him. It causes you to rely upon Him. And it reminds you, His names remind you of His omnipotence, of His greatness, of His might. If we would ponder our words when we're making salat, how many of us recite the Ikhlas? Almost all of us recite the Ikhlas. Qul hu Allahu ahad. If we really ponder the meaning of what we're saying, you know, we're calling upon Allah. Qul hu Allahu ahad. Qul is say. Allah is one. Ahad. He's one. If we would think about what we're saying, then we wouldn't get caught up into these deviant groups like we are today, where we think that the power to change the world lies in the hand of man instead of in the fingers, between the fingers of Allah. And I spoke about that yesterday. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has told us that the heart of man, lies between the fingers of Allah. Allah controls the heart of man. Man doesn't control anything. Man doesn't control Allah. If you want the world to change, and we're going to talk about this tonight when I do my Islam Q&A show, you want the world to change. You don't call upon man. You don't put your trust in a government like a lot of you are doing. How many of you Muslims voted? Astaghfirullah, y'all committed a major, major sin. You basically cursed yourself. Because you put your trust in a kafir woman or a kafir man instead of putting your trust in Allah. When Allah has told you that you cannot participate in that garbage. Allah has told you that He's in control. So for all you Muslims that have gone out and voted and are voting in these non-Muslim elections, voting for presidents, voting for congressmen, voting for senators, shame on you. You guys are committing a major sacrilege. You're showing that you don't truly believe in the lordship of Allah. You're showing yourself and your jinn that your allegiance is to man and not to Allah. And that's sad. That's why this war ain't going nowhere. This war came from Allah. It didn't come from Israel. It didn't come from the Zionists. This war came from Allah, and He ain't taking it away. Okay? So y'all can vote for all the LGBTQ people y'all want to, which is another sacrilege. And you can vote for all the non-Muslims you want to. You can call upon them. You can beg them. You can plead with them. They're not going to be able to change the condition of you, me, or even themselves. Allah's in control. And until you Muslims understand that, which you won't, because Allah knows His creation, He said y'all won't understand. That's why He sent the war, because He already know you ain't changing. Y'all better suffer the consequences. Y'all better suck it up that this is the world that we live in today. And as Allah said, whatever evil befalls us comes from ourselves. As a result, it comes from Allah as a result of what we've brought upon ourselves by disobeying Him. So I hope all you Muslims who voted, y'all feel happy that all you did is show that you trust in man, and you think that the future lies in the hand of an LGBTQ woman and man, or a non-believing woman and man. Sad. So we have to learn the names of Allah. If we truly knew the names of Allah and believed in them, we wouldn't have done that. We wouldn't commit half the sins we do if we truly, truly thought about the names of Allah. And so yesterday, we spoke more in detail about this, and I'm going to give you guys a quiz today. I just have 2 questions. It's just 2 questions I'm going to ask you guys today, but I also want to let you know this is a question that one of the new brothers sent to me this day. He texted me. He sent me a question asking me, Sister Layla, how many names does Allah have? And I was surprised when I got that text from him, because I said, that's what today's lecture is going to be about. That shows that Allah is really in control, because that's what today's class is going to be about. how many names does Allah have? And the brother was telling me that some people say one thing and other people say another. Well, I'm going to answer that question today. But before we do, and by the way, is Sister Mina here? Or is anyone here who has the children's book? Is anyone here who has the kids' book?
I don't think so. I think only Sister Mina has it.
Tony, did your book come in? Is Tony in there? She bought it. Is she in there?
Yes, she is.
Tony? She's probably praying. Okay, when Tony...
I have the book. I'm sorry.
Okay, can you do me a favor? Can you tell me what pages it is? I know the last chapter where we covered was 209 and 221 in the kids' book. So what pages is this chapter? After it's 222 to what? So I can write it down for when I couldn't put it on here because I don't have the kids' book. I didn't know what pages to put. So for the kids' book, that next chapter, how many? It's from 222 to what? It's 222.
Okay, Mina just joined, so she might help you out.
Okay.
What happened, Sister Layla?
What pages is this chapter for the kids in the kids' book? 222 to what? Because I didn't know what to put on the thing either for them.
The next chapter is page 231.
Wait a minute. So it's 222 to 231? Okay, we finished.
Yeah, 222 is questions. So the next chapter over is 231. 230.
Wait a minute. So
You want to
222 got 10 pages of questions?
yeah.
Okay, so what pages are it then? It's 231 to what?
231 to 241.
Okay, let me write that down for the kids. Okay, so for those of you with the kids' book, pages 231 to 241 is what we're going to be covering for the next week. Since he's condensed it for you, the kids can read the whole chapter and do the questions at the back. Okay, so we're going to be covering for tonight for the adults. We're going to cover pages 125 to 128. And for the children's books, it's going to be 231 to 241. Okay. And we're going to be speaking about today how many names Allah actually has. But before I get to answer that question for the young brother here, he said that they have a debate going on about it. There's no reason to debate the religion because Islam is clear. But before I get to that, let's look at this first question from yesterday. We spoke about praising and glorifying Allah. Is this statement true or false? Praising and glorifying Allah is not a form of supplication. Is that statement true or is that statement false? Excuse me. Praising and glorifying Allah is not a form of supplication. Is that statement true or is that statement false? What do you guys think?
It's false. It is praising Allah, glorifying.
Everybody agree? Go ahead.
Yes.
You agree too?
I agree.
Okay, mashallah. Good job. Good job. Good job. Okay, it is a form of supplication. So guys, you got it right, Annette. You got it right, everybody. This is false. It is a form of supplication. And this is something that Muslims need to think about. Like I was telling you guys yesterday, something that you can do when you're driving on your way to work in your car. Instead of putting the music on or the radio on, I know sometimes we have to turn the radio on to stay awake, especially if you work third shift. Even I had to do that. But if you don't need it on to keep you awake, or as you're driving on your way to work, simply praise Allah by saying Subhana Allahi wa bihamdihi. Subhana Allahi wa bihamdihi. Or simply say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Okay? Because this is a way of supplicating. It's also keeping you connected to Allah. It's keeping your mind focused on Allah. Okay? So a lot of Muslims are not aware of that. To praise Allah by using his names. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. You're praising him, glorifying him with his names and attributes. Qul hu Allahu ahad. Qul hu Allahu ahad. Exactly. You can say just one sentence. Say Allah is one. Say Allah is one. That's what that means in English. This will keep you connected to Allah, guys. And this is a form of supplicating to him. What about this question? Who can give us an example as to how praising Allah is a form of supplication? Give me an example as to how it is. Or tell me what makes it. Good job. Sister Amina said when she takes her walks, she does that. She calls upon Allah. When she takes her walks, she'll praise him. She'll glorify him. Remember that hadith we went over a few months ago too, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught the companions when you're going up a hill, say Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And when you're coming down a hill, say La ilaha illallah. Okay? That's calling upon Allah. It's praising him. It's keeping you connected to him. And that's a great example that y'all just gave too. That's an example as to how praising Allah is a form of supplication. You're going up a hill, you're afraid. You're going up a roller coaster. You with the kids. You take the kids to an amusement park. You're on a roller coaster. You're scared. You don't know. Allahu Akbar. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. That's calming you down. That's keeping you from panicking. You're walking up a hill, going up a hill. Allahu Akbar. Allah is the greatest. Allah is greater than that hill. That's reminding you. You're basically reminding yourself that hill is nothing to be more afraid of than Allah. And then when you're coming down the hill, there is no deity other than Allah. There is no deity. You have reconfirmed that hill is nothing compared to Allah. See how y'all just gave an example? You just answered the question, Brother Amir. Y'all just gave an example. Exactly. Sister Annette gave another example. When you wake up, when she wakes up, subhanallah, subhanallah, all praise is due to Allah for putting my soul back into my body. Because when we die, when we sleep is the lesser death. When you sleep, the angels take your soul and they do not put it back in your body unless Allah commands them to. So when you wake up, you say, Subhanallah, you're praising Allah for putting your soul back into your body. Good job, Annette. Subhanallah. What's some more examples? Anybody in the Zoom room? They seem to have it. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. When you're saying your kuls, you're asking Allah to protect you from the evil of which he has created.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why we recite those kuls. A lot of, man is pessimistic by nature. It's part of the human nature to be pessimistic or superstitious. So when you recite, the four cools, Kul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq, or Kul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, malikin nas. Okay, you're praising Allah. You're glorifying Allah, reminding yourself that, nothing can harm you. Nothing can benefit you unless Allah allows it. That's why I was saying earlier, we have to think about what we're saying. Nothing can harm you unless Allah allows it. Nothing can benefit you unless Allah allows it. It'll keep us from transgressing and putting the power and the might of Allah in the hands of some lesser being. Y'all understand that? So good job, good example. So those were great examples you guys came up with as to how praising Allah is a form of supplication. It keeps you calm. It keeps you focused. It reminds you of how Allah is better and greater than all of this, how nothing can harm you unless He wills it. Nothing can benefit you unless He wills it. Nothing you can do to change His decree. Okay, Sister Shamsa said before and after drinking or eating. Okay, when you break your fast, the supplications we say when we leave the house and when we enter the house, all of that. When we leave the bathroom, we're praising Allah. Again, reminding ourselves that the sustenance, this is Allah's lordship. We're reminding ourselves of the lordship of Allah, that Allah is the provider, the sustainer of life when we make those supplications before we eat and drink. We're reminding ourselves again, that nothing can harm us unless Allah wills it when you enter the bathroom. Okay, you wouldn't be voting in elections if you guys would do this. If we would praise Allah more, if we would use His names more in our daily lives, we wouldn't make big mistakes like voting in elections. That's a big, major sin, guys. I had to tell somebody yesterday, voting in an election, you might just go ahead and smoke you some marijuana. It's the same thing. It's the same magnificent sin. That's how big a sin it is. You know it's haram, but you said you don't care. You're going to do it anyway. You might as well just go on ahead and fornicate, adulterate, drink some wine, smoke marijuana, and shoot some heroin and take some morphine too. This is ridiculous, guys. We need to think about it. Think about Allah and our relationship, the relationship we're supposed to have with Him and the relationship that we don't have with Him. Okay, so that's what we talked about yesterday. Now, today, what we're going to do is get into this, and it's not going to be a long class tonight. I'm going to answer this brother's question, and it was amazing that he typed me this question because that's today's topic. How many names does Allah have? How many names does He have? Most people say He has 99 names. Okay? Then some people say He has 104 names. Okay, so we're going to answer that question today. And I want us to remember that the names and the attributes of Allah, knowing them, understanding their meaning, and implementing them in our life becomes one of the best ways to enter paradise. Okay? And our goal of paradise has only one path. And that path has been defined to us by Allah. And Allah has given us many different ways to attain His pleasure so we can enter paradise. And one of them is by not just knowing His names, but understanding them and implementing them in our lives. Listen to this hadith. And this is the hadith that the brother texts me today. Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, said, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah has 99 names, 100 minus 1, and whoever memorized them all by heart will enter paradise. Okay, to count the names is to memorize them by heart. And to memorize them by heart, guys, means to act upon it, to act upon them. So if you read this hadith as the brother did, you will think, okay, this is the Dalil. How many names does Allah have? Allah has 99. That's it. This hadith is authentic. This hadith is clear. Allah has 99 names. And this is an example as to why we have to understand that we cannot teach ourselves this religion. This is how Allah protected Islam. He protected the hadith from becoming distorted. He protected the Quran from being distorted by making it so that you cannot teach yourself. You have to ask the people of knowledge. Number one, when that hadith says counting, remember we talked about the hadiths use the same science that the Quran does. The science of the Quran is applied to the hadiths. You have to know the linguistics. You have to know the Fusha, the original Arabic language that is not spoken today. Okay? Because one Arabic word can have different meanings. And that word, as-saha, which normally means to count, can also be viewed as a verb with continuity. What does that mean? That means that, it has no restriction in number. It means to continue. So the verb that's used in the Fusha of this hadith, if you read it in the Arabic language, the original Fusha, it refers to continuous. So it's not saying that Allah has just 99 names. This hadith is saying that he has more than that. So the proper translation of this hadith would be that the Prophet said, whoever lives by using these names and keeps on using them until they understand them and assimilate them, this is a person that will enter paradise. And also, it's more than just 99 names. Okay? Listen to this. We have another hadith where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, there is no one amongst you who, when he becomes sick with anxiety or grief or depression, if he says the supplication here, Allah will remove his distress and his grief and his depression and give him happiness instead. And that supplication is this: O Allah, I am your servant, the son or daughter of your servant, the son or daughter of your maidservant. My forehead is in your hand. Your command over me is forever carried out, and your decree over me is just. I ask you by every name belonging to you, which you have named yourself with, or you taught to any of your creation, or revealed in your book, or you have preserved in the knowledge of the unseen with you, that you make the Quran the life of my heart and the light of my chest, and a departure for my sorrow and a release for my anxiety. And by the way, this is a supplication that each and every one of you who right now is feeling depressed in your life, each and every one of you, including myself, who is suffering with anxiety, sadness, loneliness, if you recite this supplication and believe what you say, and that's the key, you have to believe it. You have to believe that Allah will take it away. I'm telling you, your depression, your loneliness, your unhappiness will go away. I know this for a fact, because this is one of my supplications that I recite when I'm in my melancholy moods like I've been in for the past month. Okay? And it works. It helps keep you focused. It helps you to carry on with your obligations and your duties. But the thing I want you guys to pay attention to is the fact that you're saying here that Allah, that you're calling upon him not just by the names that he's told us of, but also the names that we don't even know about. So that there is the proof, and that there is the correct answer, that Allah has more than 99 names, and only he knows how many there are. Do you guys understand that? And that's for the brother that texts me today. This is something that you brothers should not be arguing about. Only Allah knows how many names he has. As this supplication says, there's names that he hasn't even told us of himself. There's names that others, that the rest of his creation have for him that we don't know about. We don't know what names the animals may have for him, or the sun, or the moon, or the stars. So he has more than 99 names. The number of names are unknown to us and only known by him. So that's the answer to that question. Does everybody understand that? So yes, the first hadith is authentic, but it's just part. It's just one part of something. Remember, we talked about how in order to be able to interpret or clarify or understand the Quran or the hadith, you have to know the sciences. You have to know the science of linguistics. You have to know the science of analogy. You also have to know the biography of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the history, because the hadiths are bits and pieces of lectures or speeches that he gave to the companions. You have to be able to put the whole speech together. You may read one sentence of a speech here, another sentence there, another 3 sentences there. But if you put it all together, it's a 12-page khutbah. So you have to know the science, the history, the science of connectivity, how hadiths connect. The hadiths connect together to form one large khutbah many times. Or maybe the prophet told one person one thing, and then someone else heard him say something else. So this is why I tell you guys, don't think that you can teach yourself this religion. I didn't teach myself. We all have to have teachers. That's how Islam is preserved. Okay? So, many scholars have identified more than 99 or more than 100 or more than 104 names. Oh yeah. So for the brother that sent the question, there's some scholars have identified more than 104. They did it by using systems of classifying the acceptability of evidence. So instead of you brothers arguing over things like that, what you need to do is try to learn the meaning of those names and implement them. The names that Allah has told us of, those 99 that we do know of for a fact, that's a lot right there. Try to implement them in your life, because through implementation of those names, you will be guaranteed paradise. Everybody understand that? But to answer the question, only Allah knows. Just like the night of power, every Ramadan, we fast, the last 10 days, hoping for the reward of the night of Qadr. Nobody knows when the night of Qadr is but Allah. The Prophet Muhammad told us fast all of those 10 nights. You don't want to just do the odd nights. You don't want to just do the 27th like the Sufis do. You want to do like the Prophet said, to fast and strive the entire 10 nights. Because only Allah knows which night it'll be, because it changes every year. So this is why we observe all of those 10 nights with extra striving. Well, it's the same with the names of Allah. Rather than sitting around arguing as to how many he has, when that knowledge only lies with him, focus on learning and implementing those 99 that you do know for a fact to be his name. Okay? And that's what I wanted to speak about today. Because a lot of people get caught up in these debates. And of course, the Sufis, the mystic Sufis, they have hidden meanings. They think that there's a hidden meaning in this verse, a hidden meaning in that verse, which means Allah's name is this or Allah's name is that. Don't get caught up in that garbage, guys. All right? Okay, I'm going to stop right here. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Are there any questions or comments? And yes, tonight for my Ask Sister Layla live show, I'm going to talk about it. In fact, let me try something while I'm here. Let's see how this works. They added something new here. Let's see if I can. It says video file. Let's see what happens if I do this. Upload a file. Because I'm going to talk about this. I had a sister ask this question the last time I had my Q&A, and we had somebody ask Sheikh Saud that so many people, Muslims, are having a hard time accepting the reality of what's happening in the world. And they're talking about how they've lost hope. You never give up hope, guys. Remember, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whenever you give up hope, you're no longer a believer. You're no longer even a Muslim. In order to be a Muslim, you have to have love, hope, and fear of Allah. To lose or lack any one of those three, that's detrimental. Okay, I'm going to see how this works. So hold on. What was this? Oh, look, y'all. It uploaded my PowerPoint. Okay. Okay, but that's not what I wanted to see. Hold on. Let me try this one. My computer. For tonight's call in and ask Sister Layla. Here it is. Let's see if it'll do this one. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about that because I don't want any of the Muslim women or men here, or especially not the kids, talking about ending themselves. What kind of crazy stuff is that? Because you can't handle the reality of the world. So that's going to be my discussion as I answer your questions. So any questions y'all have about Islam, bring them here tonight at 9:30, and I'm going to also talk about that. Let me show y'all. Let me see how this looks. Yeah, let me see. Let's see what happens. How do you work it? So what I would do, let's see. Okay. This is what the topic is going to be, how to regain hope. Okay, now when I do this, if I use this program that they put here, how can it be me? Can I do a picture of me and it? Where's the other side where I am? See, it won't do that. Okay, hold on. Let me play with this for a minute. If not, I'll just, do my, that's why I use Zoom. Oh, look at that, y'all. Yeah. So I can't use this. Why would they? This is not helping me any because it won't show my face. It's just, oh, wow. I'd have to use Zoom. Y'all see that? That's weird. Okay, well, let me take that off. Now they add this new stuff here and it don't do no good as far as I'm concerned. Okay. I'll use my Zoom room like I've been doing with my PowerPoint. I don't know what that is, but that ain't getting it. Play with these things. Yeah. I don't know what this stuff is they got up here. Brand settings. Yeah, that's what they got. But it wouldn't let me do that. Yeah, so that's going to be my topic tonight, guys. I'm going to talk about, wow. This is weird. Okay, got my black back. Okay, I'm going to talk about hopelessness because none of us as Muslims should allow life to cause you to feel hopeless. I mean, we've all been there. I've been there. I'm there all the time. I'm always feeling hopeless, but I pull myself up out of it real quick. I know the triggers. I know the warning signs, and I know when I'm dealing with it, and I beat it up. So we're going to talk about that tonight. Yeah, okay. Any questions or comments? That one. And then it's got this. Wow. Then it's that. No questions on Zoom? Wow. This shape will be added to every. Wow. Okay, hold on, guys. It says I can do this. Ain't nothing happened. It didn't change nothing. I still look the same. I don't know what that is. Huh. I don't see nothing different in there. But why do they make these colors? That's the thing I don't understand. Okay. All right, guys. No question. I'm going to log out. Inshallah, make sure everybody is here, at 9:30. Any questions y'all have, bring them. And I'm going to talk about hopelessness and how to cure yourself of it. Inshallah, how to pull you up out of that hopelessness tonight. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to log out so I can cook. I'll be back in about 2 hours. Yeah, in 2 hours. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik.